We decide that a good life is one without heaviness or sadness. That success means being productive and happy all the time. Somewhere along the way, we've lost our self-compassion. In a world of highlight reels, productivity hacks, and constant comparison, it's easy to feel like pausing is a problem. If you're not doing more, feeling better, achieving faster, then something must be wrong. Am I falling behind? Why am I not performing as well as I planned? Is it a lack of discipline? And should I just try harder? We as a society are constantly chasing this idea of happiness, when in reality, at least in my belief, a happy life isn't just about feeling good all the time. It's about embracing both the highs and the lows, the good days and the bad, and to love yourself equally for each and every moment. We live in cycles alongside the moon, the sun and the trees, so how could we ever expect that our own leaves wouldn't change color too? I hope that the next time you criticize yourself for needing rest, you remember how much you love the colors of autumn. I hope you see that you too are allowed the space to slow down and to not always be in full bloom. It's not easy to hold space for this, but a little practice goes a long way. A very simple way to get started with this is to introduce a gentle affirmation combined with deep breathing. It's easy, it can be done anywhere, and it'll only take a few minutes. So, if you want to give it a go, you can always come back to this video and replay this part, and I'll walk you through it. Start by taking a seat or lying down somewhere that allows you to get comfortable. Take a deep inhale and a long exhale. Gently place one hand on your heart, the other on your belly. Then, when you're ready, offer yourself these words. I care about this suffering, and in this moment, I choose to meet myself with kindness. I do not need to push away my pain or fix it, only to hold space for it with love. May I offer myself the same compassion I would give to a dear friend, and may I rest in the warmth of my own heart. Then just stay here for a few more breaths, let the words settle, let them be enough. The paradox is this. When you sit with your heavy emotions without resistance, without trying to fix them, they naturally soften. Their weight lightens, but the more you fight them, the longer they linger. It's the irony of life. We can only truly change something once we accept it, not when we fight it. Truth is, some moments will feel like they take over before you even realize what is happening. Your thoughts speed up, your chest tightens, and suddenly everything feels urgent, like you have to act, fix, or find control right now. This is your nervous system doing what it was designed to do. A long time ago, if a lion was chasing you, then this response would have saved your life. Your heart pounding, adrenaline kicking in, body ready to run. But today, your nervous system doesn't know the difference between real danger and an unanswered message, an overwhelming to-do list, or the uncertainty of what comes next. It reacts the same way, flooding you with urgency even when the situation doesn't actually require it. So here's the thing. You cannot think clearly when your body is in survival mode. When your nervous system is on high alert, your mind isn't looking for the best response, it's looking for the fastest one. That's why, in moments of stress, it's so easy to reach for something that gives instant relief. You grab your phone, start doom scrolling, searching for a distraction. You text someone you know you shouldn't, hoping for reassurance. You click add to cart, spend money you didn't plan to, chase a quick dopamine hit, anything to feel something different. But afterward, nothing is actually resolved. The stress is still there, just buried under temporary relief. So, instead of trying to solve everything right away, the first step is always to let the moment settle before you respond. Self-regulation isn't about ignoring your emotions or forcing yourself to be calm. It's about creating enough space to meet yourself exactly where you are and to shift from reacting to responding, from feeling overwhelmed to feeling grounded again. Once you notice yourself accelerating, mind racing, body tensing, reaching for distractions, pause just for a moment. Take a breath and ask yourself, what is one small thing I can do to take care of myself right now in this moment? For me, the first step is almost always putting my phone away. It's the easiest thing to reach for when I'm overwhelmed. I start scrolling, checking messages, searching for something to take me out of the moment. From here, you can start experimenting with the things that bring you back to yourself, building a kind of personal toolkit, a menu of options that help you settle when everything feels unsettled. At first, it might not feel natural, and that's okay. It takes time to recognize what your body is asking for. So be patient, be curious. Think of it as dating yourself, figuring out what soothes you, what makes you feel safe, and then giving that to yourself. Maybe it's cooking a nourishing meal, not just eating to fill the space, but actually taking the time to care for yourself through good food. Slow process of chopping, stirring, tasting, it's grounding, and it's an act of love. It's a way of saying, I am taking care of you. Maybe it's turning your phone off and going outside, reconnecting with nature wherever you can, or a personal favorite, getting a coffee from your favorite cafe and doing some people watching. I find that it calms me down to be alone and look at the world passing by. It's a small reminder of our humanity, how all these faces and places have their own story, their own cycles of ups and downs, just like me. Whatever it is, let yourself fully be in it. No multitasking, no rushing through it just to get to the next thing. The point is to be intentional with your actions, to send a message to yourself that you are here, you're listening, and you're willing to take care of yourself through the hard moments too. And the more you do this, the more natural it becomes. Instead of reaching for a quick relief, you start reaching for what actually helps. Slowly, steadily, you learn that you don't have to run from the moment. You just have to meet yourself in it. Emotions do not just exist in our mind. They live in your body as well. Stress, frustration, anxiety, sadness, these feelings are not meant to stay stuck. They're meant to move through you. That's why movement, I mean literal physical movement, is one of the most powerful ways to regulate your nervous system. And this is not about forcing yourself into a workout or being productive. Let me be very clear about that. It is about helping your body process what your mind is still holding on to. It's about moving stagnant energy through you, and depending on what you need, movement can take different forms. For example, if you feel restless or anxious, try moving with intensity. Go for a run, dance, lift something heavy. Let your body use the energy instead of holding it in, because stress builds up like static electricity, and this kind of movement helps you release it so it doesn't sit trapped inside of you. Then if you feel overwhelmed or stuck in your head, move with intention. Yoga, slow stretching, and deep breathing as you move will help you when your thoughts are racing, because this kind of movement tells your body we are safe and we can slow down now. And if you're feeling disconnected or numb, it's time to engage your senses. Press your feet into the ground, run your fingers over the fabric of your clothes. Notice the warmth of a mug in your hands. It's just that reconnecting with touch, sight, and sound brings you back into this present moment. Your body is always here. Sometimes you just need to notice it. Whatever it is that you need right now, take a moment to turn inward. We spend so much time tending to our relationships with others, caring, responding, reaching, that we forget the one relationship that stays with us from the moment we are born until the moment we die. The relationship we have with ourselves. Instead of searching outward for validation or answers, offer yourself the love and care you seek. Teach your mind, your body, your nervous system that every emotion, the light, the heavy, the in-between, is simply part of the human experience. It's part of an exciting, deeply felt and fully lived life. Some days, the most healing thing you can do is simply be. Not fix, not push, not distract, just exist. And yes, at first it might feel uncomfortable, without the quick hits of external validation or the easy distraction of dopamine. Your mind might try to convince you that something is missing, but trust this. Stillness is not wasted, and rest is not empty. It is exactly what allows you to build a relationship with yourself that is steady, fulfilling, and deeply rooted in peace. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope to see you in the next one.